here. All right, what's up, you guys? I think we're live. How's it going, you guys? Welcome to our Hangout 1-year celebration. Sound off in the comments where you guys are watching from.
Yeah.
Jacob's going to be monitoring the comments here.
Hi.
How you guys doing today? Let us know what you're doing on this Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. Let us know what's going on.
We're just going to kind of hang out here for a minute while we're waiting for some people to join us.
Ooh. That's kind of cool. The sound almost started going. Yeah, no, I was like, the sound almost started going off, which I almost heard myself hearing myself.
Jacob's watching himself on the phone.
This is weird.
What's up, you guys? Sound off in the comments. Who's watching with us today?
Oh, I just threw up a heart.
That
was me.
Good job, Jacob.
Sorry, never done that before. That's kind of cool.
Alex Jones.
Oh,
I guess I've got a chat over here too. We can kind of watch both ways here. What's up, Alex?
Hi. Good to see you.
Glad you could join us.
From you. Oh, this is cool.
We're still new to live streams. We did the one live stream about a month and a half ago. Still trying to figure things out. Appreciate your patience in the meantime. But if you guys have any Disney topics you want to chat about, we are more than willing to chat with whatever you got here. Joining from the beach.
Wow.
Alex from the beach. Awesome.
That's awesome.
Haven't been to the beach in a while.
The beach is cold here.
Yeah, up in Oregon, the beach is sweater weather most of the time.
Yeah, lots of wind, so it must be a nice beach. Well, it doesn't have to be.
Who knows?
That's cool. I like that.
I'm trying to think of the last time I went to the beach.
I feel like it's been a while.
Have you been to the beach at Disney?
She said, yeah, I'm in Oregon. Thanks.
Oh,
that's
Oregon.
awesome.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like wind.
All the wind in the sand.
Yeah. Let's see. I think it might have been last year. Because I think we went to Bandon.
Okay. Did you go to Disney, though? Have you been down to the California beaches?
Oh, Huntington. Is that the really big one? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with California.
I remember we tried that time we went with for the 4th.
At the park now in line for Pirates.
Nice.
Have a good live stream. All right. Hey, thank you. Have fun in Pirates.
One of my all-time favorite attractions for sure.
Yeah, seriously.
Fantastic. But no, I remember we tried to go to the beach at Huntington.
On the 4th of July.
On the 4th of July.
That was the worst decision
We decided that was going to be our day we skipped the parks and do a rest day at the beach, but there was no parking within like
terrible.
2 miles of the beach. And we didn't want to walk that far.
Seriously.
It was awful.
Everybody going to the beach like either had a bike or lived nearby.
And it was hot that weekend too.
Yeah.
That wasn't the hottest day we were there, but it was easily over 100 degrees that day.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
No, and I remember I think when we were, I don't know, at that time. So at least afterwards, after the trip was over, I was talking to somebody that used to live in LA, and she was saying, "Why would you do that?" Because it's like obviously something I should have known, but I don't know. I just thought it was kind of a waste of time.
Sometimes when you're a tourist, you don't think logically.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But I mean, we got to see some neighborhoods, I guess. I don't know.
A lot of neighborhoods.
Yeah. But they're at the park right now. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Watching us, I feel special.
You should. Probably not though.
No, I do.
Something that we haven't really announced too much. So those of you that are watching with us, we're going to be doing some more giveaways. We haven't got to do that much recently, but last time we were at the parks, we were getting some of the Star Wars medallions, the 100-year celebration. Let me get that up there and see if that can focus. Kind of. It's a Han and Chewie medallion. We've got a Yoda right here. Yoda. I know that webcam's not picking up this stuff very much here, but no, we do have some of those medallions we're going to be giving away in some future videos. So keep an eye out for that. We're going to be announcing some of those here coming up pretty shortly.
Grandpa Russ approaching the 5-month mark until you spend a fortune at Disneyland. Yeah. Oh man, I was just wearing a shirt a little while ago. It says it's like #broke, and it has like a Disney symbol. It's true. Yeah. We also end up spending about a fortune at Disneyland.
5-ish months. Is that the next trip for us too?
I think so.
What month is it?
Almost
June now.
December.
6-ish months.
Yeah.
So we're looking at going again early December.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Disney World around Christmas time, but not Disneyland. Actually, kind of a funny story behind that. So the last time around Christmas time was when we went. It was Disney World? Day after Christmas, 2020. So that's back when the mask mandate was still super strict. You couldn't walk and eat at the same time. So obviously we were happy to be in Disney.
Yeah.
We hadn't been out of the house for however many months before then. but it was a good experience. I just want to go back and do it again. And I think because the day after Christmas, it was kind of the Christmas spirit was starting to go away. At least for myself personally, once Christmas is over with, I don't really care for the Christmas music and all the decorations quite so much anymore. So I'm looking forward to actually going before Christmas to kind of get myself hyped up for it. And
the cool thing, I think, with Disney, like they start celebrating, or at least setting up shop like way before Christmas, like the actual day of Christmas. But I'm the opposite. I love Christmas, like music and stuff like that. I could listen to it. I listen to it now.
I love it. I just don't care for it so much once Christmas is over. Yeah,
I hear you.
So you're for sure going. We're still trying to figure out the vacation plans for that. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll both be there around Christmas time.
Yep.
So we get some more comments down here. Why don't you read those off, Jake?
Jason. Hey, from Central Illinois. What's up?
Central Illinois.
Hello,
Jason. How's it going?
So, appreciated all the helpful information. Making my first trip to Disneyland in September. Sweet.
Right on.
That's a good time.
It is a good time.
That's cool. Depending on when in September.
Well, September, you're going to get the Halloween decorations.
Yeah.
They set those up pretty early in the month. And the weather's not usually crazy hot. It can be, but it's a fun time.
Yeah, it's not July. So we'll just say that. But yeah, that's a pretty awesome season to see, the different decorations for Halloween, but then the different treats that you're going to get exclusively for that season. Yeah.
We had some great ones last time.
Pumpkin spice things, if you're into that.
Good pumpkin spice stuff. No, there was a horchata cold brew. It was a fall seasonal special last time we had California Adventure. So the coffee cart that's on your way right before you go across the bridge to Pixar Place. Not Pixar Place.
Pixar Pier.
Pixar Pier. I keep mixing the two names up. That's that coffee stand that's right on the left there, right before you go across that bridge.
Yeah.
They've got a horchata cold brew, and if you haven't had that before, or if you have,
I think it's Joffrey's, isn't it? That's Joffrey's coffee.
I think it's all Joffrey's. Anyway, it's good. Check it out.
Let's see.
What else?
Grandpa Russ. I have a shirt with Disney, or with the Disney font. It says most expensive day ever. I like that. That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, see, okay, so my wife, I have one that says #broke, and then she has one that says #spoiled. So kind of have to be together. But almost every single time I wear the #broke, it's almost every male figure walks by me and they're like, I feel you. As they walk by, they're like, I like that shirt.
I feel like every Disney dad either has that broke shirt or the Hakuna Matata shirt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Now I have to get that one.
Yeah.
Alex, again, I want to go during Christmas. Oh, it's so awesome. I've been there for Christmas one other time. It was with my mom, which was really special. And it did have some like coldness to the weather, especially at night. So it was definitely a good time to wear pants and a sweatshirt in the morning. If it warms up in the afternoon, you just take off the sweatshirt. But it was always that kind of weather, which was awesome.
Yeah. I love cold weather at Disney.
Yeah.
Sweater weather is the best there.
Yep. Oh, Grandpa Russ. Never been to Disneyland during Christmas stuff. Was at Disney World 20 years ago at Christmas. 20 years ago. That's awesome.
All right. Nice.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Hello, Jeanette from Seattle.
Hello, Jeanette. How's it going? I've never been to Seattle before.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to go.
You've never been to Seattle?
No, I want to. I've been to Tacoma.
What?
Not Seattle, I know.
We're kind of close, I guess.
Yeah.
6 hours away-ish.
6-hour drive. That's not too bad.
I mean, it's not like something I want to do on a weekend where I'm like, hey, let's drive 6 hours. And
they've got a rock and roll museum up there that I've heard about. I want to check that out.
Yes, I have been. That's half sci-fi. It's really weird, but it's the whole thing's an art exhibit in the sense of the building, but it's half sci-fi, half rock and roll. It's a weird combination, but it is pretty sweet.
One of those things. I'd like to go visit there and film it, but that's not really.
I know it's not Disney.
It's not on topic with what we're doing with the channel, but
yeah. But someday, if we do a Patreon, we should just film cool stuff like that. That'd be so cool.
Let us know if you're into that.
Yeah, it's look, Brian and I are on a fishing trip. This is the whole time. I don't know. Those guys make some good money. But they're people that know how to fish. Professional, yeah.
Yeah, that's not me.
Grandpa Russ, went last October to Oogie Boogie. That's cool. Weather was great. I've always wanted to go that because I hear you get a lot of candy.
So the last time I went with my wife, we were there while Oogie Boogie was going on, but we kind of made the trip last second, so all the tickets were sold out before we actually booked the trip.
Oh,
so it was disappointing.
Dang.
Yeah.
Janae Green, it's gorgeous. I'd love to show you around. Yeah, that'd be sweet. In Seattle. Oh, that'd be cool. I've been to the Needle once, but that was a long time ago. Maybe over 10 years ago. I don't know what's changed since COVID in the sense of regulation, who can go up, when you can go up, but Yeah, that's cool. It's a little freaky if you don't like heights because it is really high.
I don't know how I would do with that. I'm afraid of heights more now than I used to be, and I was already afraid of heights. So when I was 18, senior year in high school, the French club got to take a trip to France, and we got to go up the Eiffel Tower. I don't know how I made it up there because it's you can see through the elevator.
I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah,
it sounds pretty. Like maybe like at night I could do it. Maybe. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I know. Even when we go on like Soarin', like we go up on Soarin', I'm just like going up more of the Eiffel Tower. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know.
Yeah, I can go on any roller coaster you put in front of me, but
the Eiffel Tower.
The Eiffel Tower.
Something really tall like that.
Or the Pixar Pal Around. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't do well with heights.
Grandpa Russ says, I'm very frugal. Took the kids and Grand Princesses last May. Spent less than $3,000 for a week, including tickets and hotel. Yay.
With the family. That's
impressive. So this coming trip, I went kind of nuts. Went the exact opposite.
Yeah, I think that's what we did last time we were there.
Yeah.
So last time we were there, we kind of just wanted to go all out on food. We hit a lot of the restaurants we haven't been to before.
Yeah.
Also, Oga's, such a waste of money.
Yeah.
Hot take. I don't know if you guys like Oga's or not. Let us know.
Yeah.
But Oga's, it's such a really cool environment, but the drinks are not very good, in my opinion.
I like the atmosphere. Yeah, I like the sense of like being in a Star Wars universe bar.
I guess if I could get like an actual meal to go along with one of those drinks, it might be different. But just getting drinks for the sake of drinks, they're not that great.
Yeah, and I really like pretzels, and I almost got that pretzel bread, but it only came with mustard. I want the fake, like bad for you, delicious cheese that you can get everywhere else in the park.
Yeah,
yeah, a little disappointing in that sense, but the atmosphere is awesome.
Kind of makes me think though, someday I want to do this like as a challenge. How cheap of a trip can we actually do for Disney?
Ooh,
I've been doing some research on that. I mean, of course, I'd be missing out on the food, which is my favorite part of going to Disney, but I'd just be curious on how cheap of a trip we could actually book.
We could title the video like how to become very depressed in Disneyland. Because while I'm eating a PB&J, that person next to me is eating fried chicken from the Plaza.
Yeah. We'll bring our own fried chicken.
No. Here's some Kentucky Fried Chicken that we're eating at the Plaza.
Yeah. Just to fit in.
No. I don't think I can do that. I don't mind like doing it like as cheap as possible, but I have to eat some food. No, the challenge is like no food from Disneyland. You can do everything in Disneyland, but no food from Disneyland.
That would be rough. I mean, I guess if you're there for the rides.
Yeah. I'm not. Especially, I guess if you're local, I could see that being kind of easy. You're like, oh, let's go to Disneyland now. Let's leave Disneyland, go eat somewhere else, come back.
But for those of you that aren't aware, we don't live in California, so we don't make it very often. We're there once or twice a year. So, yeah, the food's kind of a big selling point for me.
I wonder if the little girls will be able to go on Soarin'. They'll be tall enough, but they just turned 4 yesterday. I don't know.
I see a lot of kids on the ride.
Some looking really young. Like some, I don't know if they're just tall and they're still, younger than 4. But my daughter is going to turn 4, and I'm going to put her on that ride. I think she'll like it. I think it just depends on the temperament of the kiddo. I think if they don't like, heights or, I don't know. That's for you to decide.
I kind of get the feeling that most kids are not afraid of heights like adults are.
Yeah.
It might not be as much of an issue.
And like unless you like, I don't know if you freak them out, like you're like, ooh, that's really far. Like you make them like just lean over or something. But they'll be so focused on what's going on. I really doubt they'll realize that they're actually really suspended up into the air. But
I've noticed too with kids, they kind of feed off their parents for their emotions. So if you're scared of a ride before you go on it, they tend to have that same anxiety. But if you are excited for it, they tend to have that as well.
Yep. Yeah. They'll reflect your fear. So if you're not screaming, they probably won't scream. Let's see. Alex, back to Seattle. I went last weekend pretty open. It has a glass floor. The Space Needle has a glass floor.
Maybe if I close my eyes. I don't know. That freaks me out.
I would be the one to break it. It would be me. Like, it would be me going, wow, this is really... Uh-oh.
The glass that doesn't break.
Oh.
And you would be the one.
I would be the one. It would be that, yeah. I'll step back and, like, watch people. Yeah, I think I'll be okay. Yeah. Crystal Ray today. That's cool. I like that. Hey, guys. Happy 1 year. Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you, Crystal.
Speaking of 1 year, we didn't really make an announcement about this because we kind of forgot about it.
Whoops.
Technically speaking, we started the YouTube channel at the end of 2021. So that's why in the logo it says established 2021. That's when we came up with the idea of doing the channel. But we just did so much planning. We didn't actually record and release videos till May.
Yeah.
So I don't remember what the specific date was. But we were busy last month for sure. So a little bit of a late celebration, but a happy 1 year anyways.
Woo!
Thank you guys for celebrating with us, by the way.
Yeah.
Hit that like button, by the way.
Wherever it is. I don't know where it is on this thing. For up here is the...
It's somewhere.
It's somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's see. The atmosphere at Oga's was great, but couldn't get a reservation because of our party size, so we had to stand. Oh, that stinks. That really stinks.
We were lucky getting a reservation.
Yeah.
Although,
I mean, it was just 2 of us.
We did go on the 4th of May, though. May the 4th. So we
That's
didn't.
true.
We had to go at like 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
That was the only reservation that popped up. Yeah.
I felt so weird in there at 10:30 in the morning, but it was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, the reservations for that day were so crazy, though.
There was so many people at 10:30 in the morning in
The
Oga's
second
Cantina.
the reservations opened up, I clicked the button, and then only 10:30 was available. Everything else is gone already. It's outrageous.
It was cool. They did seat us with other people at a booth, so we did get to sit down. So I'm sorry you didn't. That kind of stinks. But I mean, the atmosphere is cool. But yeah, I agree. That kind of stinks because of your size. They couldn't do that.
Yeah, because they like to place the small groups together at the table. So if there's 2 or 3 people, they put them all at the booth.
Yeah.
So we were sitting with like 3 other groups that were there.
Yep. And then it's like one group got up to leave, another one they kind of pushed in. So they don't like move you along, but they kind of move you along at the same time.
But I think that's why probably you can get that larger group at the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grandpa Russ, I can tell you how to be cheap. I started expecting to spend about $8,000, gradually worked my way down. That's smart.
Nice. I like
That's
that.
good. I've never spent that much. Granted, I've never gone with that with a big like group or anything like that.
Oh,
like
man.
if I had all the money in the world, I probably would end up spending that much just for just me and my wife. More worried about their parents, protective. True. Grandpa tends to encourage adventure. Good.
Nice.
You guys are doing my dream. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm doing my dream too.
Man. No, this YouTube journey has been a lot of fun. It's honestly a lot more work than I expected, but it's also more fun than I expected. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know. It's a really unique experience.
Yeah. Also, like coming up with content, it's easy, but it's not at the same time because we're like, how can we explain this to people who would like this? That's another part of the journey too, because we may get our regulars, but we're trying to also entice other people too into just like the way we do things, the way we interact with each other. Try to be different than other YouTubers, but also there are also great YouTubers out there that have done this for a lot longer than we have.
Oh yeah. I think one of the most intimidating things about getting started was just the fact that there's some big Disney YouTubers out there already.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if there's necessarily room for a couple YouTubers in there, but we're finding our own little niche, so it's all working out, I guess.
I think that's one thing that I thought was just encouraging too, is we're different than the other ones too, because we're coming at from some videos may not seem like it just because we're kind of giving a lot of tips and stuff, but the kind of the purpose behind it too being that we don't live close by. Like we're kind of standing in for those people that, it's nice that these YouTubers get to go every day, but like for people like us, how do you stay excited? How do you stay anticipating for the next trip that may be just the end of this year, versus the ones that are already in Disneyland every day for every weekend. So they do have the upper hand a lot of the time of the fresh new things they get to actually be there for. But that's kind of the point that we made this YouTube channel, I believe.
I feel like we do the parks differently too. All right. If you're there every weekend, you don't prioritize things the way you do if you're there once or twice a year like we are. So I feel like we can offer a little bit of a different perspective for people that are taking vacations from out of state.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I was there on the 4th too, so I get it. On July 4th
or May the 4th?
May the 4th. I believe May the 4th because we were talking about that. Would you recommend it with small children?
Recommend Oga's?
I may have missed. Sorry, this might be coming in late too, or coming in to that question a little bit late.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about Oga's, so.
Would I recommend Oga's for kids?
Probably not. Not because of because you can bring kids. I saw kids going in there too.
Well, they have fruit drinks in there.
Juices, but like atmosphere wise, unless they really get it, like, oh my goodness, I'm in the Star Wars universe, like they're big Star Wars fans or something like that. There might just be like, there's a lot of junk because it's kind of designed around Star Wars.
Right. But then again too, I mean, it feels Star Wars for those of us that are really into it. But I guess unless you're really into it, you're not going to see any characters you recognize. There's not really anything that's recognizable Star Wars, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's Rex, but that's more of like an ode to, you got to be old enough to know that was on Star Tours. Right. So it's cool to see him being a DJ. But yeah, as for everything else, there's not really any characters that come in. We did get to see some stormtroopers. I don't know if I want to say they were taking someone out, but I think it was like someone ending their shift. like that actually worked there.
Oh,
so
right.
they act like they were arresting them and they were taking them out. So that was kind of cool.
That was fun.
I wish there was a little more interaction like that. I think that's pretty awesome. Almost like how you have like you spend a lot more, but for like Goofy's Kitchen, how you're seeing the characters all the time. Cool to see some bounty hunters interact in there. I think that'd be pretty awesome. All right, so let's flip around here. Brianna Wilson, thank you for all your great advice. Taking our first trip to Disneyland in about a week. We're so excited, so very excited. That is awesome. Happy first trip. It's going to be amazing.
Make sure the first thing you do when you walk in the park, get a celebration button from, unless you're doing rope drop.
Yeah, unless you
do rides first if you're there for rope drop. If not, get a first visit button because the cast members do interact with you for those.
Yeah, exactly. You can almost get them, from anybody, but usually in the shops or, we ended up getting one after doing, was it Small World? Because you end up in a gift shop and there were people there. Don't be afraid to ask. So if you see a cast member be like, hey, this is our first time in Disneyland. Is there any way we can get like one of those really cool buttons that we see people around? They may reach into their pocket and go, you mean like this? And some people are super cool about interacting with the button. They might, write something on it. Like, what's your family name on here? Oh, welcome, yeah, they do stuff like that. It's awesome. All right, Grandpa Russ again. We live in Utah. It's a long way. It's a long drive down, but in November, my youngest son is driving his family in the truck, taking all of our luggage, and my older son and I are flying. Yeah, that's kind of what we struggle with sometimes too. Is just being farther away from Disneyland and not being able to go so often. Also, we used to drive. There used to be a time where we used to like take almost like from here 12 hours.
Yeah, it's about a 12-hour drive from
nonstop. Yeah, but then we got older. And then I had kids, and
also gas is expensive now.
Yeah, and also traffic gives me insane anxiety when we hit LA. So I'd rather pay the little extra, whether it's a lot of extra, a little extra. It just depends on when you buy your plane ticket to fly. Mm-hmm. I'd rather fly. And plus, using different airlines just kind of depends on if you do Alaska and you have that Alaska card or United, you get like benefits doing it that way. So I prefer to fly. Yeah, I don't like driving anymore. Let's see here. Alex Jones, you guys might not be as big as those other Disney YouTubers, but I enjoy you guys. Oh, thank you. The most because I feel like you actually interact. As so many people watch them, so many people watch them that I'm lost in the crowd. So thanks.
I can understand that for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we try to do the best we can to respond to every comment that we get on the YouTube videos. Mm-hmm. Maybe we should start actually putting our names in there so you guys know who's talking to us.
I know. I try to, usually whenever I interact, for some reason, I really like that cool emoji that has like the celebration, like you have like the banners going.
Yeah. More often than not, if there's an emoji, it's Jacob responding. If it's not, it's me.
Yeah. I like emojis. Let's see. Cecilia Gonzo. I love that name. Yes, Olga's. Okay. I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. I don't want to be that parent with the small kids running around. Oh, it's Disney. You have kids. That won't be a problem.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not really a place for them to run around. And I don't mean that as in like they shouldn't be running around, but there's nothing for them really to do if they were running around. Right. Plus there's a lot of people, so I wouldn't recommend that. I also kind of have 2 kids roughly in the same age group or almost, but I feel like the younger one wouldn't know what's happening. And then my older one probably would get confused just because she's not that familiar with Star Wars. So really it's just like a rusty looking restaurant.
I feel like with kids that young, they probably enjoy other restaurants better anyways.
Yeah.
So not to say they couldn't enjoy it, but probably not as likely.
Oh, Magnolia. I recently got the Believe keys for my family and have been going every weekend, but still watch your videos. Oh, that's nice.
Nice.
All the time because I find it so helpful. It saved us money and time. And that's what we're here for because there's some things that we feel like could save you money and time and you still have a great time.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Yep. Grandpa Russ. We decided last May not to take the little girls into Blue Bayou. Figured they wouldn't really appreciate the atmosphere like the older kids or adults. I know. I was just talking about that with my wife too because we went to the Blue Bayou. It was delicious, but I was just thinking too. I was like, there is nothing for kiddos in here that they would really enjoy.
They had options they wouldn't like so much.
No, yeah, exactly. Gumbo. I don't know if my daughter would like that. Maybe she would, but I think there was a kiddo, but I think they were like 10 years old that was getting like a birthday. Celebration going on in the Blue Bayou. But other than that, the atmosphere, food, I don't know if it would really relate to kids, especially young kids.
Yeah.
It just kind of depends. Like, their tastes better than we do. But I know my kiddo would rather have some chicken nuggets than some salmon.
That was me up until I was like 18 years old.
I think so. Until about last year.
Right. Last year. That's when I made the switch from chicken nuggets to chicken strips.
To chicken strips. The dino, no, I went from dino bites, the dino nuggets to the normal chicken nuggets. Just working our way up. Grandpa Russ, we decided, you just said that, sorry. DH, which would not recommend Ogas for small children unless you can get a booth. Standing tables are bar height, not fun for littles. Yeah, that's true.
Good thought.
That's true, especially if they're like, yeah, you're going to be standing right here. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't recommend Ogas for kids. Not just because, it's like a bar, but there's nothing really for them.
Yeah, there's so many more fun-themed restaurants that kids would like.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would like other ones, too. Grandpa Russ, kids running around in Disneyland is the way it's supposed to be. It's true. On the other hand, took them to Carthay Circle. That was okay, but only as once in a lifetime for son-in-law. Yeah, it's a lot of money. You've
been there before, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. We went. It was just my wife and I though, so I probably wouldn't take my kids either. They probably do have a lot better. I didn't look at the kids menu though, like the stuff that you can get. But I did see more families in Carthay Circle. But we did a package. It was like the Wonderful World of Color. What do you call that? It like gives you a section of Wonderful World of Color to go to.
For Carthay?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like instead of it's like a dinner package.
Reserve seating.
Reserve seating, exactly. Yeah. So what they did is like you pay, I think it was like, it wasn't bad. I think it was like $120 because it's pretty expensive. $120 for both my wife and I. You get a fixed menu, but you get to choose. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. But looking at their menu, if you start getting things that are just regularly on there, that can add up. But it gave us an appetizer. I think we chose like a soup, and then a meal, and then a dessert, which was like a fancy popsicle, essentially. It was essentially a popsicle laid on the plate with some drizzle.
That sounds like it's fake. Just a popsicle.
Like when I say popsicle, too, it wasn't like a fruit. Like it was like a...
I'm picturing like
chocolate.
a rocket pop.
Yeah, rocket pop. Exactly. Yeah, it's like discolored. Like, here you go. They just throw it on the plate. No, it was like a chocolate. It looked like they freshly made it. Like they dipped it like a hand
popsicle,
and with like vanilla on the inside on a popsicle stick.
Nice.
It was delicious, and it was cool that we got the reserve seating because finding a place is difficult during that show, especially if you're coming late to the game where you're just looking over people.
Oh man! Speaking of, before you get to the next comment, speaking of the World of Color. The new World of Color show, if you haven't seen it yet, is the greatest nighttime show that Disney's done. I love the last version of World of Color. That was my favorite previously, but this new one, it blows out of the water.
This one's so cool.
Yeah.
I do miss the intro just because it's that whole wonderful World of Color. This is just completely different show.
Different intro.
Yeah.
I'd say it takes about 5 or so minutes for it to pick up, but once you get past that point, it's fantastic.
Yeah, the whole theme behind it's awesome. Like it's not just, hey, look what we can do with colors. It's actually telling a story now, which is pretty sweet.
The water effects, I think, are better than last time we were there as well.
Oh, yeah. The water effects are cool. They've added like a billion more lights to the background up on the roller coaster and the Mickey's Wheel of Death that we call it.
Yeah. But
it's freaky.
Also,
I don't like going up in that.
The dessert party.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you something. That dessert party is awesome. So we're actually going to be doing that. We filmed it already on our last trip. We just haven't actually made the video yet, but we're going to be talking about that in a video. It's so cool, you guys.
Yeah, worth it.
If you guys are going to Disney and you have the chance to book that package, it's worth it. The food, they've got a good selection of desserts, unlimited drinks.
Yeah.
You get cocoa and coffee and all that refilled for free. They give you a couple alcoholic drinks if you're of age as well. But the dessert plate's good. They got a selection of like grapes and cheeses and cakes.
So I was a little nervous for that because I was like, especially when they said desserts that have some cheeses and fruits, I was like, great. There's going to be 3 grapes, a slice of cheese, some crackers. It was a ton of stuff. It was like filling. A ton of food. Yeah. Like I'd say like half the big plate they give you was like desserts, whether it was a macaron. There was like a macaron type like sandwich, I'd say, like a pastry of some kind. They had like different chocolates and stuff like that. They had on the other side, though, they had the cheese, crackers, meats. And then of course, like they said, they can give you, was it 2 glasses of wine?
Yeah, the wine or something. I can't remember what they had there.
I remember what they had. And then, of course, unlimited water and cocoa. It was cold, so I just kept the cocoa coming. I was like, yeah, go ahead. Yep, don't even ask anymore. Just keep coming. It
was good. But for the price, too. You get the reserve seating. You're up on, like, bar stools.
Yeah, you get to sit.
There's nobody in the way of you when you're watching the show. It's great.
Yeah, that's the thing about the show, too, is usually like, okay, everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. But, yeah, no, I really enjoyed that. You're kind of sitting in those, like, director chairs. Felt pretty cool.
That's great.
Let's see here. Let's start with Alex first. Oh, actually, Cecilia, going to Disneyland next year, and we're planning on flying from Arizona. Okay, is it difficult to get from the airport to the resort?
Depends on the airport.
Yeah,
if you fly into LAX, it's It kind of depends on traffic.
Yeah. Time of day, traffic. Yeah, because of that.
I haven't had the best luck, but the reason that we fly into LAX is because of where we live. The flights going there are cheaper going to LAX than they are going to John Wayne. If you have the option of going to John Wayne and it's not a ton more expensive, then that's the better airport because it's like a 20-minute ride to the hotel from there. It's pretty close. It's a smaller airport though, so it kind of just depends on where you're flying out of and where the flights are going.
Right, exactly. Like depending on where you're flying out of. Sometimes, like we just recently got a new airline. I'd call that like at our small airport that will do one ways on certain days. So you have to really coordinate that. So like, and they'll go to specific airports. It's not just LA. Sometimes it's Ontario. I think there is one called in Ontario. It's even closer. They have the John Wayne, and there's a couple other small airports in LA in that area that are typically more expensive because of that. Like it's closer, convenient. But yeah, it just kind of depends on when you're also buying. Well, now we're getting into pricing. Sorry, like when we're buying tickets stuff. But traffic wise, really it depends on time of day and like what day it is. Like if it's a holiday or like people about to get off of that's something I do consider. Like, okay, are they going to be getting off of work? The people that are locals to that LA Anaheim area, because then you're gonna have slammed traffic. So
well, here's something else to think about too. If you've got a small group, you can get an Uber,
which is what we did.
That's what we typically do, or Lyft. Whatever's cheaper at the time. Download both apps, by the way.
Yep, get both.
But if you've got a large group that can't fit in an Uber, instead of renting a car, do the Carmel shuttle. So that ends up being cheaper for you. It's such a ripoff to rent a car unless you're going to be going to a bunch of different places because you're going to have to pay for parking at the hotel. You got to pay for parking at the Disney garage. You got to pay for the car rental itself. Don't rent a car if you can help it.
Yeah. Like you said, unless you're doing like you're not just going to this, to LA or Anaheim just for Disneyland. If you're solely going for Disneyland, definitely do not rent a car. Okay, Alex. When we used a shuttle, and it was nice knowing we had a guaranteed transportation.
Yeah, for sure.
When you went. Yeah, that's true. I think we used something once. My wife and I and our family used a blue shuttle. I think it's literally called that. It's like this blue van or shuttle that comes and gets you. The only thing I didn't like about it was cheaper than most things. That was a cool plus. And it gets you to your hotel. The only thing is you have other people in that van or shuttle. So they're stopping constantly at, I don't know, sometimes personal residence. I thought that was kind of, it's not strange. I guess you can do that. But yeah, like we're all of a sudden in Compton.
Oh, it was like the city shuttle?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they just dropping off people, and then we go to another little extra area, then they'll drop off more people. And then we get to, especially when you get to Anaheim where people are there for Disneyland, and you're stopping at all the different hotels along the, that boulevard. And yeah, I didn't like that. And it could also make you late, depending on who they're picking up, going back to the airport. So that's something to consider with shuttles. Is it going to stop at other hotels? So just, that's when I was like, we're going to leave 3 hours early because it took a long time. I was so scared we were late. We're going to be late. Luckily there was nobody at TSA. So,
and the way it always works out too, it takes a long time to get from the airport to the hotel, but it takes no time at all to get from the hotel to the airport for whatever reason.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for most trips, that's how it is. But that one time where I took my mom to Disneyland and we decided to, it was a shuttle too. So, it stopped at other places, and I just kept looking at my mom going, are we going to get going to the airport? How many more places are we going to stop?
Well, shoot, you got to stay for an extra day.
Yeah.
Back to the parks.
It probably would have been back at that hotel just twiddling our thumbs until the next day. But Uber and Lyft, that was just kind of the best option. And just knowing that Uber and Lyft have a whole section to be picked up and dropped off is good to know, because I ended up with some friends paying, I think it was like $220 for the black luxury, because we didn't know what was going on. So if you take the little tab on your phone and say, pick us up here, it flings it to this area across the airport. And I was like, what does it keep doing that for? And I thought something was broken, but turns out I was dumb and did not realize that only the luxury vehicles will pick you up right when you get out of your terminal. There's a whole area dedicated to getting picked up, and dropping people off for Uber and Lyft. And it's really not that far of a walk. Yeah. I was a little nervous for it because that airport's huge. And I figured, oh crud, it's across the airport. We're gonna have to take a shuttle, then a bus, then a train, then but it's really not that far, and it was worth it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Let's see, CC, Lynn.
Yeah, wives are spying in.
My wife is spying on me.
Yeah.
What's your favorite things to do with your wives at Disneyland? Asking for a friend. I bet you are.
Nice. Favorite things to do
with our wives.
Eat.
With our wives, probably go on our favorite rides that we go on together, if that makes sense. Like there's rides that my wife and I specifically just love going on, whether it's a thrill ride or not. We both love Peter Pan. It's a classic. We love going on that ride. So I love doing things like that with her. Food.
Yeah. Fantasyland in the morning. So I'm not talking about like when you rope drop. It's fun to do the big rides, but something else that's kind of cool to do is to hit the rides that nobody wants to go on first thing in the morning, because you're going to walk on and there's nobody else sometimes in the ride vehicles on some of those rides, and getting snacks to eat between them too.
More food.
That's great. Coffee, snacks in the morning between those rides. It's great. I love it.
I know. Something about Disneyland that keeps you hungry. It's something they pump in the air is what I figure.
Or the walking.
Yeah. Constantly walking and eating those carbs. Carthay Circle was the most expensive meal I've ever eaten, without exaggeration. It's pretty spendy. That was from Grandpa Russ.
I've still never been to Carthay Circle.
It's pretty awesome. So it was the package. That was the first time I'd ever done it, because it was a good deal. I was a little nervous because every time we would like go by that menu, nothing really interested me. Not that it's not delicious or like, interesting, but sometimes I just wanted like some like chicken, and it had like duck. I was like, I don't want duck.
Yeah.
I just want some chicken, or like, something that was on the menu that was a little more fancy that I don't know. I didn't think I would like, but yeah, it turned out being delicious.
Yeah. Blue Bayou is fancy enough for me.
Yeah. Blue Bayou is good. Alex, I love Fantasmic. So upset about Murphy the Dragon. Seriously.
Oh, jeez.
Burst into flame. Burst in Murphy.
Fantasmic is great. I like to watch it every so often, but it's not for me one of those every time I go shows. World of Color is that for me. But Fantasmic is
fantastic.
It's still a solid show.
Yeah, it is. I really like it. I think my kiddos are going to love it. I'm pretty excited for that. I hope so. The cannon fire, when that thing comes around the corner, it always scares the crowd out of me because I forget it's happening. You just hear this boom, and it makes me jump. So I might have to go, there's going to be some like loud noise here any minute now.
Just put your hands over the ears.
Any minute, yeah. And then as soon as I let go, that's when it goes off.
Right.
Beatrice, hi.
Hello.
What's
up, Beatrice?
Everything's probably late. Hopefully you're still here with us.
You're pretty far back.
Probably far back, sorry. Magnolia, your name's amazing. What I find most challenging is getting reservations for the most popular restaurants. Even at 60 days out, many are already gone. Though we've gone to one Fantasmic dinner package and it was worth it. I would love to do that package too. But here's the thing that I think we've talked about it once before, and you may know this, but midnight, like doing it, it's a pain in the butt, but doing it.
It's not at midnight.
It's not?
No.
Oh, that's right. It's
like it's 5 or 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
I can't remember off the top
That's
of my
right.
head.
It wasn't midnight. It was like first thing though, right? Midnight, or I mean not midnight. You said 6 though?
Yeah.
5
so
or 6?
You got to have the app open on the reservation date, and instead of loading the app up and going through there, you can actually scroll down and have it refresh. That's the best way to do it, but it's not a guarantee, which is kind of.
I know that still kind of stinks.
But there is a couple paid services. I can't remember off the top of my head. Mouse Watcher is one of them. I don't know. There's a couple you can pay for, and you say what reservation you want on what day, and as soon as something opens up, they'll shoot you a text message so you can pop on there and try to get it before other people do.
Yeah.
Again, not a guarantee, but But you recommend the walk-up list? Yeah,
the walk-up list. It's hit or miss with that. We got really lucky because I wanted to do the what was it called? The brunch at Lamplight Lounge. So at Lamplight Lounge, it was maybe like I don't know 10 o'clock. No, it was like 9 o'clock. They hadn't quite opened yet, so I figured I would just ask, be like, "Hey, I wasn't able. Kind of your situation also. I wasn't able to get a reservation. Is there anything available? Someone cancel?" And it was sad because the guy said no, and most likely you won't for brunch. So just come back here around 11, and maybe you can get in for lunch. But as we started walking away, we hear, "Wait, come back!" And so we turn around, and the guy's telling us, "Wait, no, something actually just opened up. We can seat you now." So yeah, that was kind of a miracle. So that was awesome.
The story. Always ask.
Always ask.
Doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah. They may say no, but they may say yes. Right. Alex, Long Beach is a good airport too. That's one that also I was told about. I keep forgetting about those airports to check. I feel like we just constantly go to LAX. Right. I'm going to start looking into those. So thanks for that. Let's see. Grandpa Russ, so we're flying into John Wayne. Round trip is about $200 for us.
Wow.
Wow, that's awesome. Have heard that we can get an Uber for about 50 to 60 to the hotel. Yeah, that's what you're pretty much looking at. And once again, depends on the time of day, like how busy, because they know you need to get to your airport too. So, you'll see prices kind of jack up around times that are like lunchtime. I don't know.
I wish I could find 200 round trip for John Wayne. I think the cheapest I've seen is like 500. But again, that's because of where we're at in the airport that we fly out of. So
yeah. And using like Alaska Airlines, we can get the companion fare, so it's kind of like a buy one get one, sort of. It's more like buy one get one for the fees, which are like $90. So yeah, it's hit or miss with that.
All right.
Let's see. Oh, sorry, he said that's 200 each.
200 each. Yeah, no, that's
so good.
I was talking 500 a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Alex, we used Carmel, and it was only us in the shuttle. Oh.
Oh wow. Okay.
Sweet. That's awesome. And there's probably times that you'll get that too, where there's no other parties.
I haven't used that before. I've just heard about it from other people.
David. Hello, David.
What's up, David?
My Ubers from John Wayne to Disneyland and back last year were $25 to $30 each.
Jeez, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
It's so much from LA.
Yeah, I know. And really the distance isn't that bad. It's just the traffic. Like, I don't know, maybe 30 miles, something like it was something that's not that bad, but it was because of traffic that it turned into like an hour.
Oh yeah.
And no offense, but to the people that drive in that traffic, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's because I'm just this nice Oregonian that every time I go down to LA, I'm like, you can pass. You can pass.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden everybody wants to pass me because I'm like, wait. That defensive driving, I'm not, quite there.
Nice.
I have to stop being nice. Oh, let's see. I hesitate saying what hotel we're staying at in November. I suspect people will say, what's wrong with you? Are you nuts? Probably the Grand Californian.
If you're staying at the Grand Californian, congratulations.
Yep. If you're staying at any Disneyland hotel, congratulations.
That's a bucket list for me.
I would love to. Yeah, I would love to stay at the Disneyland hotel just because it's like, the Disneyland hotel. I mean, it's been a while since I've heard anybody that I know that has stayed there, but I know my mom stayed there before, and this was like 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
She said it was amazing because you were so close to the park and all the stuff in it, but because she isn't as into the history as much, she was like, it was a hotel with a lot of Disney stuff in it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
I feel like the Grand Californian's got all the bougie stuff, right? It's going to be the nicer hotel for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But just because of the history behind the Disneyland hotel, I think that's the one I'd rather stay at.
Yeah. Let's see. Crystal Ray, Grandpa Russ, you and your family stay where you want, and don't worry about other folks.
That's right.
That's right.
Enjoy your trip.
Who cares? It'll be awesome. But I get dizzy whenever I think of it. Money, money, money. Okay. Hey, splurge. Enjoy yourself. Nessa. Woo, I made it. Hi, y'all. Congrats on the 1-year anniversary. Thank you very much.
What's up, Nessa? Good to see you here.
Yeah, big airlines are expensive. We're using Allegiant out of Provo, Utah. Yeah, small airports to kind of a small airport.
Yeah, we've flown Allegiant before, too. So it's either Allegiant or Alaska. Just for me, it depends on who's got the direct flight at the right time of day.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather be there early, and I'd rather not have to do layovers.
Yeah, layover. Oh, man. Sometimes... So my wife and I will go with the cheaper option. We're like, oh, but this one's so much cheaper. And then we're flying from where we are up to Seattle, down to LA. And it's kind of a pain.
Yep.
And I don't like that. I'd rather pay for the convenience of the one way.
I don't like flying to begin with. So the less time I have to spend on an airplane, the better.
Yeah. And it's like such a short flight for us. Like, unlike going to Disney World, which was like 5 hours, 5.5 hours. Which going there was fine, but for some reason the route they took back, and maybe it was going over Colorado.
Oh, there were storms.
That was the worst turbulence I've ever had in my life, and I would.
Not the worst for me.
Really? Oh man,
the worst turbulence. So it was a connecting flight that was going into Houston, but there was a storm blowing through there, and they couldn't break the cloud cover. They tried multiple times, and the turbulence was so bad they couldn't break the cloud cover, and so they had to divert us to Mississippi to wait for the storm to pass and then go back to Houston.
I know they know what they're doing. It's just still freaky to be in all that.
It's awful.
Oh, let's see here. Alex, again, the shuttle was specifically just for us. They fit 11 people. That's cool.
Nice.
I didn't know that. You guessed the hotel, so we guessed it. Yay.
Yes.
We better get that restaurant preference preference I've heard about.
I haven't heard about that.
I don't know. And you better believe I will be at the parks for early entry. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
In fact, staying at the hotel, you don't just get early entry. Oh, I mean, yeah. Sorry.
I was thinking
you don't just get rope drop. You get early entry.
Yeah,
yes.
for sure.
Oh, I was so jealous and happy for those people coming by because we were like at the edge of the rope. Like that's how early we were there, and people were just walking by us. I was like, I feel like we've achieved nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, good for you. I think that's awesome. Congratulations. Yeah, Cecilia, I fell in love with Disneyland Hotel. Yeah, now every time we go, we stay there. Just got to start saving the year in advance. Yeah, that's the thing. I would love to do that too. We just have to start saving for the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, I used to just go for the cheapest hotel I could find.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done with that last year. So there was a hotel. I can't remember what it's called now.
The Motel 6?
It was like a Motel 6 on Disneyland Drive or something like that. But you used to be able to walk through the cast member parking up to the Mickey and Friends garage, or was it the Toy Story?
I'm not as familiar with the garage.
It was one of the garages. So you could walk through the cast member parking into the garage and just take the shuttle into downtown. But that was several years ago. And then when we tried to stay there last year, that's not allowed anymore. And all the amenities at the hotel were gone. There was no more breakfast. The room service was just awful. So I'm done with the cheap hotels.
Yeah.
Got to be the nicer ones. Not expensive for us. We stayed at the Castle last time.
That was cool.
That was a good hotel. Might try the Anaheim next time. You've been there before.
Anaheim's pretty sweet. Yeah.
I kind of want to try the Candy Cane as well. I've heard good things about that.
Oh yeah, right at the corner there.
Eventually, we'll be at the resort.
Yeah, I like convenience. That's the only thing. Is like that's how
for sure.
I'm not about I am about splurging. I like to splurge to a fault, but yeah, I like knowing that I can just kind of walk from my hotel to the parks and not have to worry about finding a parking place or getting an Uber, getting a shuttle. When my wife and our honeymoon actually was in for Disneyland, and we stayed at a hotel that was kind of farther away. I'd say like 3 or 4 blocks. It was the kind of distance that you're like, I don't want to walk, or you got wet like on a water ride or something like that. And now you have to walk back. We just ended up taking the shuttle that was offered. I think it was by the hotel, but you did have to pay for it. It was still like a week pass. Or like
that's still not
one
that
a day.
It was probably cheaper than Uber.
Yeah, you still have to sit there and wait for that bus to get there, and then same with while you're in the park waiting to go back to your hotel. But it wasn't bad.
Yeah, and we got to stay at the Element last year. That was a pretty cool hotel. It's a little bit more on the spendy side for what we usually go for, but their breakfast is really good. One of the better free breakfasts that we've had at a hotel, and every morning they had scones there. They're really good.
Ooh,
so we'd eat our breakfast,
that's awesome.
And I'd grab a handful of scones and I'd put them on my backpack for the walk over there.
That's how you do it.
Yeah. Bring your snacks.
That's right. Grab Russ. If I have to drag the family out of their beds.
Oh, no kidding. That's such a pet peeve of mine. Trying to get people to wake up for Disney. I'll leave without them.
Yeah. I'm a little nervous, but at the same time, maybe not. Because I'm going to bring my kids for the very first time to Disneyland towards the end of this year. And they're usually up really early just because my youngest one just wakes up early.
But they're also going to be tired.
And they'll be exhausted.
Yeah.
Try to get those naps in.
Right.
Let's see here. Yeah, Crystal Ray. Yep. Get there for that rope drop. It's worth it for sure.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, Grandpa Russ. Yeah, hotel guests are supposed to be able to get easier reservations for restaurants.
I didn't know that.
That is cool.
I
didn't know that. I will keep that on the list for when I find the stay at one. Alex, we always stay at Desert Palms. Good location, moderate price, great breakfast, clean. I feel safe there. That's awesome.
Desert Palms. I think that's one that's right across the street. Maybe. If I'm thinking of the right one, anyways. Haven't stayed there, but I've looked.
I feel like I've heard it. I've heard of it. Yeah. Let's see.
Honestly, the only hotels that I've stayed at recently are the ones that Getaway Today has specials through. Because we saved like $250 on the hotel.
We saved quite a bit of money doing that.
So,
and you can do like total packages too, just like they'll plan the whole thing.
Right.
Let's see. Nessa, are you guys doing Oogie Boogie Bash this year?
Not this year.
Not this year.
In the future, though, that's another Disneyland bucket thing for me.
Yeah.
Bucket list.
Yes. Well, take your bucket, get lots of candy.
Yeah, there you go.
Dad jokes.
I did talk to someone that went last year, and they said that bringing a pillowcase was a mistake because they didn't realize it was going to be full. I guess they give out just an outrageous amount of candy.
Yeah, those trails, they look amazing. Yeah, I think they give you a tiny bag.
They give you a really small one, but if you bring your own, they'll fill it up.
Mm-hmm.
They give
bring your own.
I mean, each stand gives you handfuls, so be prepared for that.
I wish they would do that with churros.
And make sure. Jeez, the churros again. Oh, man.
I love churros.
I do, too. Sometimes when I'm at Costco, I get a churro because I'm missing Disneyland, but it's not the same.
It's not the same. It's good. It's not the same.
Yeah. If you guys know of good churros that are comparable to Disney that you can get outside of Disneyland, let us know.
Yeah.
Costco doesn't cut it for me. The little churro bites from Jack in the Box are okay.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell doesn't have churros.
I know. They have those little crisps. Not the same.
Yeah. Actually, there's a Mexican restaurant here in town that has some pretty good churros.
We should go there.
Yeah, we should.
See ya. I'm just kidding. Let's see. Grandpa Russ, we stayed at Castle Inn last May. It was cheap. Yep. Kind of getting aged. My son and I stay at Fairfield, closer to Disneyland than Castle, and pretty nice. That is now my preference. Getaway Today is excellent. and took my backpack to Oogie Boogie half full for the grandchildren. Seriously, that's
Nice.
cool. Nessa, yes, got to bring your own backpack to carry it in.
Oh,
And then, okay, Alex, Desert Palms is on the same block as the parks, just outside California Adventure. You can see the back of Guardians of the Galaxy from the breakfast balcony.
okay.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. I think I've heard people like talk about that hotel that I work with. They said it's awesome.
Speaking of balconies, there's another cool place I want to check out. It's called The Landing. I don't know if you guys have seen that. It's on the strip there where Disneyland is at. I'm not sure if it's a hotel or what it is, but like on the roof, there's a restaurant called The Landing. And I've seen it advertised at night. There's people eating up there. I kind of want to go check it out and eat up there during the fireworks.
Ooh.
You guys know what I'm
That's
talking
awesome.
about? Have you heard about that place before?
Is it the one I was talking about? The one at that has the bar you were saying?
I don't know if it does or not. So when we stayed at the Element, it was on the walkway from the hotel to the park, kind of sitting on a corner.
I don't know about the corner. I know Legacy in the park. Like, I used to stay at the Grand Legacy all the time, and they have like a known bar on the top. So if you're ever walking from the entrance of Disneyland that is having all the buses come in and out, and you hear music, that's usually from the bar that's up top, and you can see like lights flashing and different celebrations or events that they have there. Sometimes they rent out the whole thing for like, just parties before weddings and stuff like that. I don't know. There's a lot of cool stuff that happens up there, but apparently a good view for the fireworks though.
Man, there's just so many hotels down there. I kind of want to stay at a different hotel like every night that I'm there for a trip, just to try different ones out. I don't know if that's too much of a hassle or not, but it kind of sounds fun.
Maybe. I'm going to be in Roseburg in a couple weeks. I think in weeks.
Oh, no.
Maybe I'll try those churros.
Who's that?
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Yep.
Okay. If you're going to be in Roseburg, go to Hacienda.
Yeah.
Hacienda Vieja is the restaurant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hacienda.
Great Mexican food. Pretty good churros as well.
Yep. I walked by there. There was live music, and it sounded like a good time. I know. I forgot it was up there, though. Like, last time we were walking, I was like, where's that music coming from? You just hear, like, this music playing. And I was looking around. I was like, that's a hotel. Nobody's blasting the music out of their rooms. But then I just looked up. I was like, oh, that's right. I forgot that was up there. But I always walk by at midnight, so I just keep walking to bed. Yeah.
No kidding.
Seriously. At that point in time, I'm dragging my feet. I'm just like, oh, gosh, I don't care what's happening. Although last time was so interesting because we had a person that we just heard this loud scraping noise.
Yes.
And the crowd that was walking with us, all of us going back to our hotels, we're all just tired. And we hear, and we're just all looking around going, what is that?
It's grinding on the road.
It was loud and annoying. And we turn around and someone had the front right end of their car smashed in as if they slammed into a tree. I just heard people talking about it. I was like, what is that noise? Like,
so
look.
Picture this. The car has the wheel on the front here. The wheel was bent under the car like this without a tire. And the car was driving on that.
It kept going.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, it's just trying to find a place to pull over. That's probably what's happening. And then there was someone else in the car too, like a passenger, and they kept going. I was like, they're not going to stop.
Sparks the whole way down too.
Yeah, just flying everybody. And it's right next to the road here. As we're walking along the path back to the hotel, someone takes their phone and they're like, because that guy just kept driving. They kept going. I was like, okay, they're going to pull off any second now and call a tow truck. And they just kept going. And I was like, I think they're drunk.
Probably.
I think they were probably drunk
they
and they hit something.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know. That's a little sad just because there was someone in that passenger that I hope was okay.
Mm-hmm.
That passenger side. I think they were drunk. But that was crazy. That was probably one of the craziest things I've seen outside of Disneyland, going back to my hotel.
The craziest thing I ever saw. When was this? Like 2016, one of the last times we drove down there. So it was on the interstate in LA, in one of the areas where there's like 7 lanes of traffic. And there's a truck pulling up on, they're getting from the on-ramp onto the interstate, and they're starting to merge, and their front wheel completely comes off of the car and just starts going across all the lanes of traffic. It was next to us. We saw it start coming out, and we sped up past it, and we didn't see what happened to the tire, but the tire definitely completely detached from the car. It was scary.
That's crazy.
I don't know if you guys have seen videos online of like when a tire flies out in front of somebody and the car just like flips up in the air.
That's terrible.
No, that's scary.
Yeah, no thanks. That must be why there's a lot of crashed cars on the side of the road of LA.
Yeah. Anything else down here?
Grandpa Russ, my daughter-in-law has declared she will be having one different churro every day when we go.
Oh, man.
That's a cool challenge.
That's a lovely challenge. I kind of want to try all the churros, but I kind of don't want to make myself sick. No, There's so many good churros. We didn't even have that many last time we were there. What did we have? We had the
original.
We had an original.
Oh, and I really like the what is it? The Fruity Pebble one. I don't know why. It's the inner kid. I really
cereal.
liked fruity.
Yeah, there's Fruity Pebbles, and there's like Fruit Loops on there, and there's a couple other things. That was a pretty good one. The best churro I've had is a s'mores churro.
Ooh.
That was a Halloween thing. That was really good.
Assuming marshmallow.
The most disappointing churro last time we were there, that chai.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was gross.
It was like a chai flavored.
It was chai tea.
Chai spice flavor, and there was like
I love chai tea.
A coffee flavored dipping sauce. Was that what it was?
Yeah, because it's supposed to be like a dirty chai in the end, because a dirty chai has coffee.
That's
in it.
right.
So it's like chai tea flavored like powder on top of the churro, and then the dipping. Yeah, well, like you said, it was like a very strong like espresso flavor, and those taste that flavor just kind of explodes in your mouth, and it's just strong.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
And they didn't mix. It was just by itself it was okay, but I prefer the cinnamon.
Oh, I take it back. The s'mores churro was great, but the best churro, another fall exclusive. So gosh, the churro cart. So when you leave the Matterhorn and you're like kind of walking back towards Small World, there's that churro cart on the way there. They had a pumpkin pie churro with a pumpkin pie dipping sauce. That was the best churro.
That sounds awesome.
Fantastic. Second best dessert in Disneyland.
Second best. What's the first, Brian?
Gee, I wonder. Darth by Chocolate. Have you guys had Darth by Chocolate?
Darth by Chocolate.
I can't talk enough about that one.
If you can see it, get it.
Man, it's the best thing you'll ever eat.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I gave my sister unlimited churros for her birthday. I was expecting to go broke.
Oh, man.
I really liked the chai one when I was last there.
Really? Okay.
To each his own.
Yeah, I know.
That's cool.
That's the great thing about the snacks is what may be awful for one person might be their favorite for someone else. Yeah, but good for you.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Let's see, Grandpa. You know the churros in November will be all new and probably some Christmas theme. Oh yeah. Probably.
Yeah. Oh man, Christmas churros. I didn't think about that.
Was that peppermint?
Probably. Well, peppermint's not my favorite.
I like
gingerbread
peppermint.
Oh, I love gingerbread. So if we do end up being able to go, I want to try a bunch of the gingerbread snacks. I love gingerbread, and I want to see what the hype is about for the rolled candy canes.
Yeah,
everybody.
I've never gotten one of those, like the hand rolled candy canes.
Yeah, so that's on the checklist.
Yes. Let's see, Cecilia. The macaroons look so good and delicious, but I did not like them.
Macaroons or macarons?
Probably macaroons. So I know. So macaroon is different than a macaron. The macaron is the little like the soft wafer with the filling inside. The macaron is like
macaroon.
Sorry. Macaroon is the tall. They have a macaroon.
They have a Matterhorn macaroon.
Matterhorn macaroon.
But macaroons have coconut.
Yes, and they have that coconut top that looks like it's the mountain.
Yeah,
I've always wanted to try that. Actually, I never got that.
We had a pretty good macaron last summer. That's when they were finishing up the electrical parade, and they had a macaron. It was a big yellow one that had a really rich cream filling, but it had a chocolate coin on the top that had the electrical parade logo on it.
That's pretty awesome. Good. Yeah, no, I had a macaron with my wife and I. It was a large one. It was probably like, I don't know, maybe about this big. And it had like a raspberry filling in it. It was pretty good. I really liked that. Let's see.
A lot of people seem to like those ones.
Grandpa Russ, like gingerbread with turkey gravy.
Mixed together.
Yummy.
Interesting.
Or Christmas pine tree flavor.
Christmas pine tree flavor.
They just hang a little pine tree on the side of it, like a little scents that you put in your car.
I'm getting hungry now.
Yep. Downtown Disney has a cart for Alex with a lot of good macarons. Yes. I know what you're talking about.
I walk by it and I keep thinking I'm going to get one and I never do.
It's because we walk by it and we see the corn dog one and the churro one.
Oh, geez. Those corn dogs. Those panko dipped corn dogs. Did you guys have those in Downtown Disney?
Yeah. They also have the
blue ribbon corn dogs.
The pickle
one, yeah. I think we have a short on our channel actually with
the pickle
my
dog.
wife eating the pickle dog. That's her favorite thing in Disneyland.
You don't like pickles?
I hate pickles.
Oh, jeez. How would you like a video to watch Brian eat a pickle?
Please no.
Brian eat a pickle. Brian eat a pickle.
Oh man, it makes me sick.
If we can get to 2,000 subscribers in the next week, I will force a pickle.
Jacob, don't do it. I mean, I want the subscribers, but not that bad.
They're just people here to see that. Like, cool, unsubscribe.
Yeah, no kidding.
Saw what I wanted to see. Wow. Look at that, Brian. You guys can't see what we have.
All right.
Wow, this is cool. Good conversations.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting pretty hungry. So we could honestly sit here all day. I think we should do these live streams more often. What do you guys, just before we finish up here, is this something you guys enjoy hanging out with us? I mean, we might try and do it a little bit more often. I'm not thinking like every weekend, but maybe try to do it once a month.
Yeah, once a month would be cool. Get to hang out, hear people's opinions, and talk about churros.
Yeah, I felt like it was just all churros and hotels today.
Churros. I love churros.
Yeah. What are they saying?
Grandpa Russ, you guys are great. I must sign off. Go to bed. Yes, I am old. We are
Have a good
too.
night.
Have a good night. But I have to get up at 3 a.m. Yeah. Oh, yeah, go to bed. Yes, more. I really enjoyed this live stream. Magnolia, yes, more live streams. Yes, absolutely. Nessa, nice hangout. Thanks, Crystal.
Thank you very much. Sounds like we should do it more often then.
Yeah, I think so.
So let's plan to do another one in it's June now, isn't it?
Oh my goodness.
July. July-ish.
We'll set off a firework right here.
We'll figure it out. Not in the house, please. The dog would not be happy.
No, the wife would not be happy.
No, that too. Anyhow, for sure, we'll do more live streams. We'll keep you updated when we're thinking that might be.
Yes.
We are going to, like I said at the very beginning, we're going to try and do some more giveaways. In case you guys weren't signed on, we got a bunch of the medallions. So I got some
exclusively
Star Wars ones.
May the 4th. They're so cool.
For Star Wars Day. So we're going to try to give some of those away here coming up soon. We'll put some more information in some of our upcoming videos.
Yep.
But yeah, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Thanks for watching.
I got to figure out how to end this.
We end it like this.
There it is.
Goodbye.
Oh, there it is.
Goodbye.